Alright, so this is a part of another video, but I want to talk real quick about single leg squat mechanics, specifically in the pistol squat. So I've drawn 4 diagrams here. This is person A, right, and this is person B. They are the same height, same weight, and you've seen that I've gone to particular pains with the exception of the head size, which you can ignore. These people are basically identical, with one notable exception. The upper leg on this person is the length of the lower leg on this person. Right? Person A's upper leg is the length of person B's lower leg. And the same is true for person B. Person B's upper leg is the same length as person A's lower leg. Now what that means is that their total leg length, their total height, all of that stuff is the same, but the relative proportions of the upper and lower legs are very different. And we're going to take a look at how that affects where their center of gravity is relative to their base, which is their foot, and why that's going to make a difference in how well one person is going to be able to complete a single leg squat without added weight versus another person. Here's the deal. So basically what's happening is that this is this blue dot and is the center of gravity, and the dotted line is essentially gravity. And this is a line of force going down through the base. At this position, about 45 degrees of hip flexion, maybe 60, whatever, doesn't matter. Above parallel, this person's center of mass is already approaching their heel. As they get lower, their body's going to continue to move backwards because this lever is going to continue to move them, and as they go down, the knee is going to have to travel forward. And what ends up happening is that this has not actually moved in terms of their upper body, but their center of gravity now has moved behind their heel. Okay? And what that means is that they're basically going to fall over. If your center of mass is outside the base, then you're going to fall every time. That's just how physics works. It's a bitch, but that's, talk to Mother Nature or something. Let me know if you get anywhere. Now person B is different. They have a longer lower leg and a shorter upper leg, and that means that their spine is closer to their knee at all times, which means that their butt is more over their heel at all times, which means that their center of mass is more forward at all times, regardless of the joint angle. If you compare identical joint angles between person A and person B will always have better balance. Their mass does not shift outside of the foot during this exercise. So these are the people that are going to have absolutely no trouble at all. They're going to look at you like, man, why do you keep falling over? This is so easy. And you're looking at them, and you're looking at you, and you're looking at videos, and you're like, geez, I've got the same ankle dorsiflexion, I've got, everything looks the same, why do I keep falling, dude? Well, this is part of the answer. Could be, potentially, right? I can't tell you person by person without examining you. But as a general trend, this is absolutely a fact. Now, the only way that you can get around this is to develop even more ankle dorsiflexion. But guess what? There's a ton of bones in ankles. You probably can't see that. But there's a ton of bones in the ankle. And they do have limits to their ranges of motion. And the same thing goes with the Achilles tendon. It's very flexible, but it can only do so much. So there are practical limitations to how much ankle dorsiflexion you can really achieve in a real-world situation. And it's different from person to person. So that's another variable that we can't really predict. But in general, this kind of person with a longer upper leg versus a shorter lower leg is going to have more trouble with squats in general than this person. And this is at the same body length. Now, if you have this, and one person has a shorter body, and one person has a longer body, well, the longer body, the center is going to be further up, which means it's going to be more forward, which again is favorable for a squat. Shorter bodies with the same length legs are going to be unfavorable for a squat. The center of mass is further back. So in a single leg squat, again, these things do make a difference. So now we've pretty much gone over the mechanics of the single leg squat from a fundamental standpoint. I wanted to keep this separate so it's shorter and more digestible. So please leave questions at the bottom, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep a lot of things like this flowing. It's going to be sporadic probably because med school is just a lot of studying, but I'm tired of studying right now, so I decided to do this instead. Again, ask questions, subscribe, let me know what you think. Peace.